bubblegum, and kick ass. All
Gentlemen, I'll be with you in just a moment.
What the fuck? Hey, this is fucked up.
The ultimate red pill right here. What's going on, brothers? How y'all doing out there in the whole wide world? All that good shit. Get this thing down here and get it turned in. Oh, man. Oh, there it is. Kill it! Kill it! What's up, gentlemen? How you doing out there in the whole wide world? Let's go back up to the top of this chat and see who all's in here. Chilling. Rusty Knife! Welcome, all. In the sticks! It's hammer time. Well, it might be. It just depends. Gulp. Quad Zero. I liked your last video talking about what was happening with your job and also the overlord's situation. Yeah, man. Like I was saying, we're definitely noticing a shift. And in my opinion, it's not a positive. It's not a positive shift. We're coming into the busiest time of the year and people are slowing down. So that's not a good thing. Not in my opinion. Who the fuck knows? I don't know if it's legit. I don't know if it's related to the election. I don't know if it's turning production back. I honestly believe that it probably has something to do with turning back production, simply because if you're not expecting the demand to be there, if they're expecting less than for, say, Thanksgiving, less than for Halloween, and less than for Christmas, they're not going to produce like it's a normal year. So that's entirely possible as well. In the sticks, smash the like, thumbs up button, gents. Thank you very much, gents. I appreciate you. 68 of you madmen in the box. 30 Fonzies. Ayy. Good men, good men. In the sticks, pregame, boys. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Penny Pounder. Hammer time. What's up? What's up? Red Raven, MGTOW congregation. Hammer time. Billy the Goat, salute, brothers. Salute, Billy the Goat. How you doing, man? Polska Bob, good to see you, Polska. How you doing? I'm at the bar. I'll be home in an hour. We'll probably be here in an hour, man. Class 7 sewing. How do we combat being called a movement? You don't combat it. You just don't accept it. I could see that becoming a problem like the Proud Boys are facing. The Proud Boys, it wouldn't make a difference if you had, and they actually do, Latinos, blacks, Chinese, Indians with the dot. It wouldn't make a difference. They're still going to call them what they want to call them. You guys got to understand that you're not defending yourselves against righteousness. You're defending yourselves against evil, and evil doesn't care about your righteousness. Dr. MGTOW, yo, man. Eddie MGTOW, yo, man. You get one too. Red Raven, I would start by reading into the definition of a movement. I would agree with you 100%. This is not a movement. I don't understand. Well, that's not true. That's not true. I do understand why people insist on calling this a movement. And gang, if I'm behind on the chat, it's because I went back up to the top there to kind of read some of the comments coming down. I'll catch up to you eventually. This is not a movement. This is a philosophy. This is a philosophy that was put together for you, for me. Let me back that up just a little more. There you go. This philosophy was put together for men. It was put together for men to recognize what was going on with them, why they're being hamstrung, why they are suffering failure after failure after failure after failure with females, with relationships, with themselves. And you have to understand, gang, you have been dropped into an onion. No, not the parody site, but you've been dropped into an onion. You've been dropped into a bunch of shit that has layers upon layers upon layers of deceit and cover. And all of these layers run cover for one another, whether they do it willingly or out of ignorance, but it still happens. Bing, bing, bing. Danger Ranger. Evening, gents. Howdy, Hammer. What's up, guy? How you doing, man? Good to see all of y'all in the house tonight. Red Raven. LOL. Yeah, I saw that the left is a class act. I wouldn't go that far. Billy the Goat. Definition now means whatever someone feels like it means. Yeah, man, that's true. MGTOW, men going their own way. MGTOW is a philosophy. It's a set of philosophies. And it's designed to safeguard you. It's designed to protect you. And I'm all in. I enjoy that. I enjoy the protection. I enjoy having a fucking ton of money in my wallet. I enjoy being able to make choices where I don't have to consider X, Y, Z, A, B, and C. You see? And folks would tune in, especially those that don't have the ability to generate the way that I have, the way that you have. They would tune into this broadcast and they would say, oh, he's so selfish. He's so mean. Look at that white meanie. And you know that they would say it that way too. That's just the way that these people do business. And that's all right, man. That's all right. In the sticks, smoking a bowl, drinking a beer, about to listen to some wisdom. I don't know about that, man. We're just going to chill. You know, we're just going to chill. Bing, bing, bing. I see my wrenches are already getting a workout. Salute to all the wrenches. Keeping the chat clean. Thank you very much. I do appreciate you, gentlemen. Bing, bing. Tim Wilhelm. Canadians are going to be forced into concentration camps this November. I hope not, because I like some of y'all. But if it's really going to go down that way, then you have nothing to lose by fighting to the death. I'm just saying. Class 7 sewing. Have you guys noticed half the commercials on TV are people wearing the masks? Yeah, of course. Then Taco Bell has a new party-sized nachos where people are eating together without masks. Did you know that Tennessee is now trying to pass? They're being forced now by the White House. By the White House. I put this up in my community chat, in my community tab. You take a peek at the article. They're being forced now to go to a national mandate instead of the governor leaving it up to specific counties to enforce or not enforce. They actually had a bill brought up a few weeks ago. It failed miserably, of course, but they wanted to charge people with attempted murder for not wearing a mask. Nothing like trying to beat you over the fucking head with what they can do to you and how you have to accept it. Oh yeah. Bing, 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 bing. MGTOW Life. What's up, MGTOW Life? Good to see you in the chat, sir. Red-pilled mixed breed. What's good, Unc? Zero, man. Zero. Just sitting here talking to you fine gentlemen on this beautiful Saturday night. Sydney MGTOW, the Australian legend in the house. At Hammerhand, my man. What's up, Sydney? It's good to see you, brother. Good to see you. Hey, man, I'm going to need to get with you a little bit later on tonight or tomorrow. Sometime this weekend, I have finalized some of the stuff that we chatted about, and I want to send you a copy of it. And this is a good time to go ahead. I'm going to make a small video on this. I need MGTOW content producers, red pill content producers, not these shucking and jiving motherfuckers out here that are just shaking dudes down for their money. I mean real red pillars, like Undead Chronic, like Sydney MGTOW. You know what I'm saying? Real red pillars. If you guys have 50 or more videos up and you've been consistent red pill, consistent MGTOW for the last 4 years or so, hit me up at my email. It's Hammerhand, TMM, at protonmail.com. And I want to chat with you about a little venture that we have planned or are planning right now. Have a lot of very decent things to say about that, and I'll have some information on it very soon. Craig Finesse. Greetings, gentlemen. What's up, Craig? Fist Deep. I love that name. What's up, gents? Max Bishop. Hammer in the house. Hammer on the phone. Hammer on the phone. Luke Chase. Sydney. My Aussie bro. Luke, you're in Australia? What province are you in, brother? God help you if it's Victoria. Jackknife 1%er. School is in session. Man, not like being out there on the road, is it? Dealing with holes popped into fucking tops of the trailers and fucking dead trailers and tires falling off. Just crazy shit. Crazy fucking shit. Stupid shit. Eddie MGTOW. Let's see that beard brush. Oh, man. I didn't bring it. Oh, there you go. Use them fingers and get it out there. There you go. I didn't bring it. Sorry about that. Successful endeavors. Successful SE. I hope you're doing better, brother. I hope you're feeling good. I hope your wounds are healing up. I hope it doesn't hurt you to laugh, you know, anymore anyways. That's a hell of a thing to go through. Hi, Red Raven Pounder, Life, Sydney, and Craig. Giving shouts to everybody. Stone Reaper, greetings, Hammerhand and gentlemen. Thank you, sir. Thank you, Stone. Tom Lightning, hello, Hammerhand. It's hammer time. Man, Jackknife 1%er, 4 small roses batch, select in hand, and an open mind. That's all you need, right? That's all you need. Let me get that down there, son. That's all you need, man, is an open mind. The philosophy may not suit somebody that has obligations. How should I say that? But it can make you aware. It can make you start to understand when you're being fucked. I just fucked that up. I just dumped my goddamn water over. Whoops. Well, son of a bitch. We'll have to clean that up in a little bit. Cheers. Oh, man. MGTOW is for people that want to go out there and make sense of the world. You know, when you have people that are jumping around from Match.com to Plenty of Fish to whatever other sites that are out there, 50 and Mature, and all of Ashley Madison, all of this fucking nonsense, this horse shit. And I say this not as a Puritan. You have to be able to make sense of this stuff. You know, running around and rubbing your genitals on one another is not the end-all be-all. Hell, man, it's not even a little bit of the end-all be-all. It's a basic function of life. And it exposes a lot in people. It exposes how people are completely fucked from 60 years ago to right now today. Do I expect society as a whole to get any better? I ain't counting on it. Not because of the election, not because of what's going on out here in the ether, not because these bands of fucking roaming almost exclusively young men are running around ravaging towns and now running into the suburbs, which is a bad fucking idea. It's a bad idea for them. I wouldn't do that. But yeah. What do all of these guys have in common, man? You know, I've heard a couple of brothers talking about this. Who was I listening to? It was Paul Elam. Paul Elam, he was talking to somebody. I think he was talking to Janice Fiamingo. Don't hold me to that. but it was definitely Paul Elam, and he brought up the fact that all of these young men out here, these Antifa or the burn, loot, murder supporters, are almost exclusively white, almost exclusively all white, and that they're the ones out there doing all the fucking damage, and they're running cover for what they consider to be legit. What drives a person to think that that is legit, that that's a legit course of action to get anything done? Burn it all down, they say, right? What happens when you burn it all down and there's nothing left? What happens is that these people start feeding on one another then after that. And that's going to be a bad day for them. A lot of these people that are out there doing this shit right now, they suffer from not having fathers in their homes. They suffer from not having a strong masculine influence in the home. And that's not an accident. Everybody knows it's not an accident. It's completely by design. It's 100% admitted to. These folks have not ever hid their agenda. They've never hid what it was that they were attempting to accomplish. They're out in the goddamn open now telling you that masculinity is a mental disorder, that it's a disease. And they've got a lot of people that are backing them up on it. That's some rough fucking shit. That's stupid shit. That's stupid shit. And that's going to cause more problems than anything. You know, these guys, these men that are out here that are suffering through the fourth generation now of feminism, of gynocentrism, hardcore gynocentrism. Well, actually, gynocentrism has always been hardcore, but hardcore feminism is dying, and gynocentrism is getting stronger. Figure that one out. I said it. Feminism is dying, and gynocentrism is getting stronger. I wanted to say, I saw MGTOW Quiet Earps last couple of videos, and I wanted to speak on that a little bit about how people get frustrated with being sandboxed on this platform, on Instagram, on Facebook, basically on every major social media platform. If you're saying something that the people who are pushing the buttons don't like, they're going to start pushing your buttons. Man, I was in this box once. It doesn't make a difference how many people are subbed to your channel. There are a lot more people watching than you know. A lot more people are watching you and listening to you than you know. Don't become frustrated. Actually, I'm not going to tell you what to do. I became frustrated with it. And I decided, fuck this. I'm not going to support this piece of shit platform. I'm not going to support these fuckers. I'm going to jump right off of here and I'm going to show them. And that was wrong. Shouldn't have done that. I shouldn't have done that. After my first channel, my original channel got shit canned, and then the following two got shit canned, you just keep going. You keep going. Who are you doing this for? You're not doing it for YouTube, obviously. You're not doing it for Facebook or Instagram or BitChute or MGTOW TV. You're doing it because you know that there are men out there that are desperately grabbing at anything to have some kind of meaning in life. Now, I don't want to say that women aren't doing the same thing, because I know for a fact that they are. It's just that they're trained in a different way to grab for life and grab for meaning. And you'll find similarities in men and women when they're desperate, when they're trying to snatch up anything to have some type of comfort in their life. You will see striking similarities in men and women. But for all of you gents that are out there right now that are considering your content producers or your creators or your commenters, or you share rapidly, whatever it is that you do, if you feel like you're being picked on a little bit, you're going to be picked on. And you have to tell them, that's what you got to tell them. You have to tell them, pick a fucking finger. I'm not doing that anymore. Like I said, if this channel gets canceled tonight, if it's gone tonight, tomorrow another one will be up. And the same for the next one, and the same for the next one, and the same for the next one. You have to be able to intercept these men that are coming in here that are being crushed on the outside, and then they start looking because they hear red pill, they hear MGTOW, they hear simp, and they come to YouTube or some search engine and they start looking for explanations to those terms. They hear blue pill, they hear red pill. And you have to be here, in my opinion. I wouldn't necessarily say have to, but in my opinion, I have to be here. If I can divert 2%, 10% of those men, that's a victory, brother. Every single guy out there that does not buy into feminism or gynocentrism, that doesn't sign his life away on some fictional deal now that doesn't belong to him anyways. If you have to invite, if you feel the necessity to give into pressure from a woman to sign a contract with the state, you're doing the wrong thing. Plain and simple. You're doing the wrong thing. You put yourself in the position of becoming a commodity to be bought, sold, bartered, brokered, whatever they want to do with you. You see, they assign you a doppelganger at birth. There's a lot of people that do not know this. They do not understand this. You are assigned an identity, a fake identity. It's not yours. And they just expect you to step up and take it. Take the responsibility for it. Now, if you incur credit costs, if you incur loans, you're responsible for those. But if they try to place those things on you without you having initiated it or taking it out, you're not responsible for that shit. And that's the primary function of Title 4D with child support garbage, child extortion garbage. It's not support in any way, shape, or form. It's fucking junk. I had a fella contact me a little while ago. I want to say maybe 30 days ago. And he was talking about how he was paying, in my mind, an exorbitant amount of child extortion. And I turned him on to a couple of folks, and I heard from him a couple of days ago, and you wouldn't think that you'd get the impression that reading somebody's texts that they were bug-eyed. But I got the impression reading his text that he was bug-eyed while he was writing, like he couldn't believe that this was real, that it was legit. And then the more that you dig and the more you start to understand case law, the harder it becomes to deny it. There's a tipping point there, and it flips. As soon as you accumulate enough knowledge, your disbelief turns into fucking rage and furor that you've been put in this position. And we've all been put in this position. And the broad that you're with will gladly roll over on you at the behest of herself, someone else, an attorney, a family friend. Oh, that motherfucker's not doing enough. Oh, you better take him to court. And they'll just take a loan out on you and try to get you to pay for it. Get back in that chat. MGTOW Live. Hi all, what's up MGTOW Live? Shiafad now? Greetings to the OG monk. I am not an OG monk. There are OG monks out there. I appreciate it. Thank you very much. I appreciate that a lot. But I can't take credit for that. Red Pill Mixed Breed. Hey everyone, good to see you, man. Right on. Rez Savage. Sydney. What's up, Len? Love your content, bro. Man, Sydney's getting some love. Luke Chase is getting some love. Piotr Oslowski. Hey, brother. Pete here. Greetings from Vero Beach, Florida. Man, I've done a lot of trekking in Vero Beach. And down south of there, too. Tacitus Kilgore. Yo, man. Yo, man. MGTOW Life. Hello to all the gents. Keeping it real. Yes, sir. Tim Wilhelm. Canadians are being offered complete debt relief by the IMF, the International Monetary Fund, but must forego all private property rights. Those that do not will be taken to COVID camps for isolation. This is it, worldwide communism. Well, I haven't heard anything about that, but I'll certainly give that a look. Because if it's going down like that, boy, it's going to be rough. It's going to be rough because I know a lot of Canadians that are not going to go gently, that are not going to go easy. You're going to be fucking firing on your own people. I hope it don't go down that way. That's rough, man. Rez Savage, what's up, Hammerhand? Zero, man, chilling. Jab 0311. Hey, Hammer, what's up, Jab? How you doing, bro? Oh, goodness, gentlemen, goodness. Dr. MGTOW, damn, I'm leaving soon to work again. It's because you're just a baller. You're just out there working. You're a workhorse, man. That's what you do. And that's all right. I appreciate that. Work comes first. MGTOW Life, got something to do, but I'll listen. Right on, man. Tom P, no stimulus, people are broke. No, I think actually giving a stimulus would be a fucking terrible idea. I mean, how much of this can you do? How much of this can you do? We can't keep doing it. Can't keep doing it. There's nothing like being a victim of your own creations, right? The fucking check was going to come at some point in time. Somebody was going to get left to pay it. Big Time Live, what's up, Hammer? Zero, man. Sitting here talking to you fine gentlemen. Craig, for Nest, 2020 production is pretty much in the toilet, even as a CNC operator. I can only imagine. I can only imagine. I'm really surprised that in the line of work that I'm in, that I have as much work as I've got. So that's a good thing, but like I said, we are starting to slow. And it's an odd time of year to start to slow. Rick Russell. Hey, Hammer. What's up, Rick? How you doing, man? 192 of you savages in the box. 90 Fonzies. Hey, I can't go, hey. 90, man. You know, it's all right. I'll make it better. I'll make it better. We'll get them likes up there. Wolfgang Sulla. Hi, Hammer. Why does the Libertarian Party continue to be irrelevant? Because they're fence sitters. I'm sorry. I don't mean to say it that way. I think a lot of the ideals that come with like being an egalitarian or a libertarian really don't have a place in a world where everything is polarized. They're just kind of sitting around waiting, you know, and then whoever wins, I'm not going to say that they adapt their beliefs to the winner, but they certainly don't oppose them. You know, being an egalitarian, which I'm not all that fond of the idea of an egalitarian, it's kind of bullshit. But being an egalitarian or a libertarian, you've got certain clear-cut paths, and they don't obey them. Matter of fact, most conservatives aren't really conservatives, and most of the people that call themselves liberals really aren't liberals. You know, Democrats are fucking gone. They're gone. They're gone. I see people with really, I would consider them to be really decent folks, but the TDS that they suffer from is staggering. You know, it all comes down to the fact that they don't like somebody's personality. They don't want to see the accomplishments. They don't want to see the failures. They don't want to see anything other than what their confirmation bias is telling them to see. You know, that's one of the things that I think has made MGTOW, like legit MGTOW and legit red pillars successful, is not only do they look at the things that they want out of life, they look at everything around them. Everything. And they look at opinions and people that are fucking repulsive to them, but they still can take the message away from all of the, you know, the screaming and the yelling and the fucking finger pointing and all of that nonsense. You take all that gesticulation out of that shit and listen to the message. You see? That's why I believe that we are as successful as we are. I was listening, I alluded earlier that I was listening to a Paul Elam, Janice Fiamingo deal a couple of days ago. Man, I gotta say, the farther down the road we go, I have a ton of respect for Paul Elam, but the farther down the road we go, the farther away MRAs and MGTOW get. I hate to say that. I do hate to say that. It just seems to me like these folks, they will not, in any way, shape, or form, hear what MGTOW are saying. But at the same time, they'll sit down and acknowledge that it's the most active force in the manosphere. That can't be debated. That can't be debated. He made up, well, not made up, I don't want to say made up. He made some good points about some of the stuff that's been happening out here with the legal landscape as far as men are concerned, and indemnity, the indemnity of men, imbuing men with criminal fucking charges because of X, Y, and Z. And they've made a lot of really decent calls here lately that I think have been spurred on and stimulated by the involvement of the MRAs. But they've been so hampered and so stymied because of their insistence to have this pushed through a female voice, a female mouthpiece. How honest and accurate can it be when it's coming from a female? Even if everybody, I see so many guys in comments sections all over the fucking manosphere that are just sitting there saying, yeah, this chick is so fucking great. She's saying every goddamn thing that I have ever wanted a woman to say. Hoorah, that's fantastic. And then what? Nothing gets done. And 2 weeks later, or 2 months later, turns out she's a rabid fucking feminist, and she's slapping the shit out of dudes, you know, doing whatever, whenever, to whomever. And then those same guys will sit there and they'll justify it, they'll defend it. It's bizarre. It's bizarre to me. I don't know. Eyes wide open. Hammer, yo man, peace, love, and beard grease. No grease. No grease here, sir. No grease. Jab 0311. MGTOW is an awakening. MGTOW's a philosophy. But you knew that. What it's doing and why it's as successful as it is, in my opinion, is because men have no choice now. You have to see what's here. You have to see what you're getting involved with. You have to see that the vast majority of the landscape out here is not safe for you. It's not safe at all. You're risking a shit ton to be involved in any way, shape, or form with a female. And even if she was completely ignorant to how she could use or manipulate the law to harm you, somebody around her is going to make her aware of it. Somebody's going to tell her. You know, they're going to say, you know, you can get this motherfucker into court. You know, you can take that money. You can get that bag. They're going to say that. You know, that goes back to that old Eddie Murphy deal years and years ago where it was Delirious or Raw, where he's talking about going out and getting him a bush bitch. He was talking about that then. It's like 84, 85. You go out to the bush and get a bush bitch. Yeah, man. Just don't bring her home, man. Don't bring her home. No. Eddie! Half! Remember that? Right. He was talking about that then because it's been a thing for 60 fucking years. Any woman that is exposed to this is going to go that way. Women inherently, almost exclusively vote left. They vote for their own entitlements, and by voting for their entitlements, they're voting to take your money from you. Right? I mean, it doesn't work any other way. The government's not actually making the money. They're printing money, but they're giving you the debt. So it's fucking banana stuff. Bananas. Lee Davidson. It's a bold bowel movement on feminine. Yeah, fucking A. Stone Reaper. Got a call from some brothers today seeing if I could meet them in a state park. Today we run the trails. Cool. Cool. That's awesome, man. Luke Chase. Nice beard tonight, Hammerhand. Thank you, brother. Thank you. Starting to come in kind of nice. Dr. MGTOW. Movements are toxic and bad. You damn right they are. Wet palate. Did I get that right? Palate warrior? They want a thing of substance to attack. People are easier to attack. Yeah, they are. People are easy to attack, and if you can classify something as a movement instead of recognizing the fact that it's a philosophy, that men adhere to instead of a movement that men join, there's a big difference there, a real big difference. If you can recognize it as that, which they won't ever do that, I have to back up a little bit and tell you that these folks that insist on saying the MGTOW movement, they're doing that on purpose. It's not an accident. It's not out of ignorance. They are attempting to put it out there and make it so prevalent that the philosophy side of it just disappears. You see, that's kind of how that tacit, soft Marxism and feminism works. Even if they don't realize what they're doing, they're still participating in it. Victor Wilson, what's up, brother? How's it going, Hammerhand? It's going, man. I'm just sitting here chilling with you brothers tonight. Red Pill, pipe hitter. In the box, what's up, Hammer and brothers? Nice to see you, Red Pill. 205 of you madmen in the box. 108 A's. I'm all with it, man. That's good. Lee Davidson, hey, everyone. Duality Reality, Master Wrench. How you doing there, sir? Hello, gents. Danger Ranger, petroleum runs slowing down in North Texas and southern Oklahoma. It's what I do, tanker yanker. Well, yeah, they're slow here too. I've seen that. DeReal, free man. Just curious, any estimate of the number of MGTOW channels versus incel channels? I don't know. I really don't know. I would say that there are a vast amount more of Red Pill and MGTOW channels just because of the notoriety and because people don't want to be automatically stigmatized by making an incel channel. You see the nasty, greasy hit job that the press in general did on incel back around the Joker premiere. That was some filthy shit. That was just disgusting. I told a story on here. I was standing in line waiting to get tickets for the Joker. And these two broads were standing in front of me talking about the incels that are out and why there are guards at the theater and shit. And it was the funniest shit. Every single word that came out of her mouth was wrong. It was incorrect. And you have to understand that these people out here, they parrot 99% of what they believe. You see, they are told what to believe and they believe it. They assimilate misinformation and disinformation as fact and truth. It's just what they do. Nobody wants to be responsible for their own facts. Driver Dad 71 checking in from the death missile Hammer. I don't know. Oh yeah, well, okay, you talking about your truck? Yeah, right on. Kinda. Kinda. Paul Lawfren, glad to be here again. Glad to have you, brother. Glad to have you. Alfredo, that's good, man. Eating steak, drinking Heineken. Enjoy and don't choke. Rick Russell, MGTOW is a philosophy. I have been living it for 30 years. Yeah, a lot of people have. Long before MGTOW as an acronym became a thing, you have confirmed bachelors. You have men that were smart enough or educated to stay away from this life. That lifestyle is not a good lifestyle. Now, 25 years ago, 30 years ago, I think you might have had a reasonable chance of finding somebody, that wasn't going to take you to the fucking cleaners within 5 to 10 years. But nowadays, no fucking way. It's not even a question. That's on the checklist. 6 foot, 6 pack, more than a 6-inch dick, the fucking devil Chad, like what fucking Chronic calls them, 666 devil Chad. That's part of the deal. That goes right along with it. They want to be able to fucking clean you out. Pretentious Hermit. The argument of MGTOW being a movement or a philosophy. I think a philosophy is an individual practice. A movement means gathering people to burn, loot, and murder. Yeah, could be. If they accept it that way, I don't know. I just consider it a fucking riot. It's a riot with a zip code. Other details apply, I'm sure. Of course they do. Prince Bumpkin checking in. What's up, Bumpkin? Glad to see you, brother, man. Glad to see you. Paul Britton. Remember, they eat their own. And you, I don't even want to say it. I don't even want to say it. Luke Chase. Canadians will fight and push back these globalists. I hope that they do. I hope that all the patriots from all over the world, whatever country that they live in, get their sticks, their forks, their pitchforks, their machetes, their knives, their guns, and whatever, and tell everybody to fuck off. We don't need this. We don't need this. People don't need this shit to live. They don't need this to stay alive. Silver Surf Studio, another one in the box. What's up, Hammer and Gents? Hammer, can you speak on the best way to gradually red pill my 11-year-old nephew whose mom is a single mother? He's an only child. Yeah. Yeah. You can start paying attention to his language and whether or not he is starting to notice females. And if he's not, don't push it on him. But just say, hey man, did you hear about that thing that happened in a school a little while ago? Where these girls got together, these little 10-year-old girls got together and Me Too'd this little boy because they didn't like him? And he's probably going to say, what's Me Too? And then you can just kind of go into it like, well, this is what Me Too means. Because it's what it means. It doesn't mean that you're pursuing something that happened to you that was legitimate. Me Too is politicized, it's weaponized, hands up, time's up, all of that fucking stupid crap. And Me Too is no different. It's no exception. It has been weaponized to harm any male, anybody, as a matter of fact, that does not fall in line and bow to the golden vag. And it's a good way to start it out. Shafade now, attempted murder. Man, that's crazy. Fucking A, it's crazy. Ding, 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 ding. Gents, me and Mr. Blue 1957 in the house, brother, fellow Kentuckian here. What's up, Mr. Kentuckian? How you doing? 206 of y'all madcaps in the box. 119 80s. Thank you. Christian MGTOW, good to hear from you, Hammer. Well, thank you, brother. Good to hear from you, too. Dale City, most people are scared of a little bit of bad weather, but are not scared of the ramifications of marriage. Most men are still doomed. I would say that you're probably correct. I think this is just my opinion, just my opinion. I think most men are wary now. Most men have a sense that something is not right, but they don't know what piece goes where in this puzzle. They don't understand that they're being harmed gradually. And as a matter of fact, I will go as far as to say that a lot of the women out here don't understand that they're harming. Now, that's not making an excuse for them. What I'm saying is that they know that this is a system that's been set up for them, but they don't realize how bad that system is. What they see is, I've got my rights, I've got this equity, I've got blah, blah, blah. I'm going to end up with the fucking kids almost by default if we go to divorce court. So I'm going to need more money to take care of them. So they just enact Title 4D. They go get somebody. They don't have to do shit. All they have to do is put your name, a name, any name down. And that has been proven to be the case many, many, many times. Just motherfuckers just throw somebody's name on there. And then that guy, if the guy doesn't know his way around the legal system, if he doesn't understand what Title 4D is, he's fucked. He's fucked. He's just going to sit there and twist in the fucking wind and accept that fate. You don't have to do that, because you guys watching right now, you're hooked up with the right people. The people that I know, the people that some of you know, the people in the chat know, they're going to make sure that you guys don't suffer that fate. As long as you're interested in trying to defend yourself. If you're interested in defending yourself, it's on like Donkey Kong. MGTOW Live, I'm in Sydney. Sydney MGTOW, Victorian, Australia. Man, that's fucking hellhole right now. Prince Bumpkin, California, spreading HIV, no penalty, no mask, attempted murder. You ain't fucking kidding. They decriminalized fucking knowingly, willfully giving AIDS and HIV to somebody. Just like Canada decriminalized fucking animals a couple of years ago. God damn. And what California just decriminalized certain instances of sexual assault. They just decriminalized certain instances of sexual assault. Crazy shit. Crazy shit, man. Crazy shit. Dr. MGTOW, the beard. Oh, man. Look at. Oh, it's stunning. Stunning. Ding, ding. Welcome, Nairb. I don't know how to say that, so I'm just going to say welk. How about that? MGTOW Grandpa checking in from Twin Falls, Idaho, USA. What's up, Twin Falls? Is it getting nice and cool out there? I bet it is. Tom Lightning, hiya Sydney, I enjoy your channel. Sydney MGTOW, hey, at MGTOW Live. Luke Chase, I'm jealous of that fabulous beard. You should be. You should be. You should see some of the guys that I work with, man. Down to fucking here. So I don't know if, you know what? When we get past winter this year, I don't know if I'm going to cut this again. I've been thinking about hanging on to it for a year, 2 years, see where we can go with it. I'm going to go and get that little darkness right there pulled out of it. Make it all one color. Be a little vain. Michael McKinney, evening. Hammerman, evening, Michael. How you doing, brother? MGTOW, Elder Monk and Pathfinder, salute to the Godfather. Oh, pshaw. Stop that now. Stop that. I want to tell you, gentlemen, I appreciate. Now, I'm not gonna name anybody. I'm not gonna shout no names out, unless, of course, you want me to. Then you can hit me up at the email, and I will gladly shout you out. But I wanted to express my appreciation for some of the donations that have been rolling in. Thank you. I appreciate that. I'm checking on prices for the stuff that I still need for this studio. Obviously, this is not a studio. This is a fucking phone. But I have this tower PC behind me. It's older than fucking dirt. You know how it is, man. If you get like 15 months, 12 months into a computer, it's outdated. It's obsolete. Well, this one's 13 years old. No, it's 13 years old. So that's pretty fucking insane. Cheers. I've got a blue ice. Got a blue mic. I've had that for a little bit. I came out of my pocket on that one. Came out of my pocket for the stand here that everything's sitting on. The speakers. But some folks have been tending to business. And I have to say thank you. I will start doing, as donations or contributions progress, I will save them. I will put them in their own little account. And I want to start filming, recording, finding people that need this stuff and helping them if I can. You know, whatever we can do. I mean, what can you do for somebody that's on the fucking street, right? You can make them comfortable for a few hours if they need shoes. You can buy them shoes if they need clothing, if they need a fucking meal card for the day, whatever it is. That's something that I would like to get into. I think that is positive. It's not just stacking green, you know, and fucking piling it away somewhere and spending it on trivial shit. I believe, like many of our brothers believe, in making a difference. We haven't made a big enough difference for a few guys that have needed it, but we tried. And that's a big jump from a lot of these folks out here that always have our names in their mouth, that are always talking shit, that are always trying to run you down. But we got the receipts. We can prove what we do for other folks. We can prove that we raise money for people. We can prove that beyond any shadow of a doubt. You see, they can prove that they can take shit from you. They don't offer you anything of service or value. That's why I'm proud and just stunningly proud to be associated with this community of people. You guys never cease to amaze me, and I appreciate it. And I know for the men that are looking in that may feel beat and broke, that they appreciate it. Many of us, you, me, came to this community destroyed or in disrepair or confused, angry, hurt. enraged, furious, all of those things. Some of us are still there. But most of the people that I came in with, they have either gone on to reconstruct and rebuild their lives and become better, happier, healthier people, or they're still on here preaching about what it means to become better, happier, and healthier. And you notice that furrowed brow that a lot of them have, it's eased up. That anger, it's gone. That's a good thing. There's nothing bad about that. That's acceptance. That's accepting what is around you. And I think that's where a lot of anger and fury comes from on both sides. For us when we're coming into it, and for people on the outside when they see us speaking about this. You know, how many people do you think out there see this and their first instinct is, fuck, they're right. Fuck these guys. How did they get out? And then instead of trying to figure out how they got out, how they got well, how they got on the right path in life, they just want to tear you up because they know in their heart of hearts they probably can't put the work in. You know, whether anybody believes it or not, it takes work to come back from being crushed socially and emotionally and spiritually. It takes a lot of work. You got to be able to invest in yourself, and there's too many people out here, in my opinion, in my experience, just from what I've seen in this short amount of time, 4.5, 5 years, that just don't want to put the work in. They would rather try to tear you up so that you don't have to remind them that there's something on the other side of that, so that they can get rid of you. Prune Picker, greetings from the DPRK, Democratic People's Republic of California. Stephen Ait, did I get that right? Ait? A Sydney MGTOW in the house, man. Chrome Dome Omega, save the hardware. Save the whales too. MGTOW Life, good to see you. AP 530. Dale City, what will happen after wedding, toy jewelry, and bed stores go out of business? Next, it will be restaurant, theaters, other gynocentric geared businesses. Theaters are gone. Gang, I'm sorry to tell you this. Theaters are gone. Let's talk about this one for a minute. Thanks for bringing that up, Dale City. I appreciate that. If you haven't heard, Regal Cinema was shut down entirely. The parent company, Cineflex, in England, is shuttering a lot of their stores, and they have killed Regal. Regal's gone. They say that they might open it back up in 2021. They're not opening it back up. It's gone. It's gone. AMC now, which is majority Chinese owned, is out of money in 60 days. They're done. They're done. And I think that this was very opportunistic on the part of California, especially Gavin Newsom, who shut everything down, along with Pelosi and Schumer and the other Democrats that are situated throughout the United States. But in California in particular, what is the movie industry? What is their biggest single expense outside of producing a film? It's giving up all of that money to the theaters to show it. I think that this was opportunistic, and I think it's been coming for a while now. Theaters have been a losing proposition. They've been losing money for decades. You see, they might break even enough to stay open and serve some popcorn and shit, and the theater going experience is super awesome. You know, sometimes when you're not saddled with a crowd full of fucking Neanderthals that don't know how to shut the fuck up. But, yeah, I think that was done on purpose. That's just my opinion. But if you see what's going on out here, you see all of these major movies and features that are being held now and being pushed back to 2021, 2022, canceled altogether. Yeah, that shit's done on purpose. It doesn't have anything to do with fucking COVID. It has nothing to do with COVID. They're cutting the middleman out. What just happened with Warner Media and DC Comics? They cut the middleman out, right? Diamond Distributors. They just chopped them. They're done. They're over. They're fucking direct to consumer now. All of it. It's direct to consumer. There is no middleman in all of these businesses anymore. You think about the way that Hollywood and the theater system has existed for a century, over a century, it was archaic 30 years in, but they didn't have the technology to do anything else. And now when you walk into somebody's home, if you're fortunate enough to have any friends at all, I don't know that that's fortunate, but if you walk into somebody's home, what do you got? They've got a home theater, at least a 45-incher, right? I mean, most people do, or a 40-incher. I've got more than that. Oh, I love my home theater. Cheers. 219 of you mad lads in the house. Thank you so much. 130 A's. But yeah, thanks for hitting on that, Dale. I appreciate that. Yeah, I think Hollywood is going through some massive changes. I don't think it's ever going to be the same. Reorganization-wise, restructuring-wise, celebrity-wise. The day of the celebrity is over. It is over. When your celebrities, your directors, your writers can engage directly with fans and call them assholes and Nazis and cunts, that shit's over. It's done. You have exploded the myth of the celebrity. It's over. You start thinking to yourself, this motherfucker is just a guy like me. He just happened to be in the right place at the right time, or he looks better, right? Or he's got a fucking he got abs and pecs, and he can sell out to the highest bidder because it's what they want. Terrible. Terrible shit. Don't ever meet your heroes. Don't ever meet your heroes. Dr. MGTOW. Some astrologist predicted that the United States will be attacked by China, Russia, North Korea, and Iran. The Chinese will be taking us into trains, according to the astrologist. Well, I'm glad to know that the astrologist does not have a position of power within this hierarchy. My God. Wet Palate Warrior. Joe Normie doesn't want the red pill. No, they don't. And obviously there's a good reason. I listened to the Thinking Ape Stardust not too long ago, and he was talking about the dangers of red pilling people that aren't ready for the red pill. And that's something that I want to speak on that just a little bit. Gang, people come to find the red pill. They come to find MGTOW, or eventually, if it's their thing, they come to find monkdom. Trying to sprinkle it on them or trying to shove it down their throats is only going to backfire. That is another reason why MGTOW and red pill and monks are as successful as they are. That's why they're infinitely more successful than the average MRA. Because we don't shove it in people's faces. We wait for them to come to us. And then the information and the knowledge is here. Plain and simple. It's here. And they'll get their daily dose, if and that be what they want. MGTOW Life. Dale City, I think it will all stop growing and stagnate. Yes, it will. Of course it will. Dan Davidson. I miss that Norman Rockwell America of my youth. I do too. I'm not that far off of Norman Rockwell, and I do too. I just watched a video that E-Man67 put up where he went back to his childhood home. Said he hadn't been to that house in 20 years. Somehow or another, a single mother ended up with the house, and they abandoned it, and it was ravaged, and it's fucking sad. I get into the archaeological thing, like the urban archaeology. I like that quite a bit. But I've found myself kind of obsessing over places that I used to live, places that I used to go to, things that aren't there anymore. And you gradually, I'm not saying that all of you do it, but with somebody like myself, I gradually come to the conclusion that we are being very easily inserted into the ground before we're dead. We are being paved over, and the next generation is being made way for, and we're still breathing. It's fucked up. It's a fucked up conclusion to come to, and I don't suggest that anybody ever try to see life that way, because it kind of sucks. But it's kind of real. It's kind of real. It's a good video, E-Man67. If you haven't had the opportunity to see it, I would go suggest that you go get it. AP 530, Antifa is government. Well, they're certainly endorsed by part of the government, aren't they? SCE, doctor, I'll TED over there to kick your ass. TED? TED? Are we doing TED Talks? We better not be. Dr. MGTOW checking out, going on, doing his thing. Prince Bumpkin, Paul Elam is rather long-winded. I never last for his whole video. I watch quite a bit of the full-length videos as I have a nice long drive to and from on my route, so it doesn't hurt me or bother me to just sit there and soak it up and listen to it. But I am becoming convinced. I'm becoming convinced that there is a clear and definitive separation between Red Pill, MGTOW, and the MRAs. And when I say it like that, I want to make it very clear. You know, most people will tell you that Red Pill is the gateway to MGTOW. I can't disagree with that, but I think that Red Pill is more like a holding area for people that just don't want to advance any further. You know, they've got the knowledge, they're just not ready to protect themselves, or they can't. You know, and that's just the way that I see it. It may be the truth, it may not be the truth, but that's an individual thing as well. Very strange shit. 1 hour and 2 minutes in this crazy ass stream already. 225 of y'all in the box, man. What's wrong with y'all? You ain't got nothing better to do on a Saturday night than sit here and listen to Hammer Claws talk shit. Brian McGee, what's up, Hammer? What up, what up, what up? Nothing, man. I'm just chilling. Just chilling. Sifu's in the house. Luke Chase, Antifa is the target. They will be if they keep fucking around. Pretentious hermit. Boys suffer without a father figure like Hammer says. I grew up in a single mother house. I'm still figuring crap out nearing 50. Just got to be willing to be critical of myself. I don't know about being critical unless it's called for, you know, but you have to, in my opinion, you have to be willing to confront your shortcomings. You know, I'll just use this, excuse me, I'll use this as an example. You're jerking off 10 times a week. That's a shortcoming. Pardon the pun. That has to be addressed. And you have to figure out why. Obviously, beyond the surface reasons of it feels really good and it relieves my stress or it takes my mind off of X, Y, or Z, you're missing something, right? Is it because you're missing a female? Is it because you've had that feeling or that experience, or because you have yet to have that feeling or that experience and you think you're missing out? I mean, you can go 100 different ways with it, but you got to figure out what's going on and why you would be doing that. I wouldn't consider it to be completely abnormal. I would consider it to be a little bit on the strange side, though. You know, but in a hypersexualized society, which is what we are, almost everybody in the West is hypersexualized. And that's bad fucking news for the almost 85% of young men out there now that ain't even touching a pussy. That's bad news. It's bad news for the bitches, too. MGTOW, Elder Monk and Pathfinder, I talked about that mental health issue in American Herbivore, a video I did a bit ago. Gents, if you want to go over and see that video, be my guest, jump on over there. And MGTOW Elder, if you want to drop that link in the chat so that these guys can find it easy, be my guest. Chrome Dome Omega, hardy har har, so damn true. It's even on the books as a mental illness. Put that with red flag laws and you have an easy way to take away people's guns. Yeah, you have an incredibly easy way to strip people of their guns. You know, can you believe right now that if a red flag law goes into effect, and let's just say that the CDC or the APA, which both of them have had issues now with saying that masculinity is a mental disorder or classing it as a disease, if somebody points the finger at you and said, yeah, man, I think he's got masculinity. I'm not even joking. I know some of you laughed at that, right? And you rolled your eyes. You're like, oh, yeah, sure, that'll never happen. It's happening. It's happening right now. Do you know how many people in the United States right now fall under that are almost exclusively white people? Who do you think that they're pushing this on? Who do you think that they're directing this against? It's not anybody else. I'm not saying that other people don't fall afoul of it or fall victim to this bullshit. Of course they do, you know? But who's left here in the United States that's actually going to stand up and fight these fuckers hammer and tong? Us. It's us. You know? That figure that these idiots in the media keep giving you about there being almost 500 militias in the United States. But no. It's about 5 times that. Those are just the ones that they know about. Those are just the ones that they know of, that they can track. You don't have to register to be a militia. Brian McGee, damn gynocentrism is witchcraft. It's fucking evil. It's evil is what it is. Dan Davidson, no, shotgun is better than rifle at close range in the dark. Well, if you're in the dark, yeah. Silver Surf Studio. Hammer takes a drink and goes, every day. It's because it's good. It's good. Even when it's water, it's good. Michael McKinney, I'm pretty good with a bow. I will do the ninja thing. I will be the death that comes after dark. That's a little intimidating, Michael. I wouldn't say that out loud, man. Hold on to that. Save it. Keep it unto yourself. Blinky Bill, I heard a Satanist on a video say to an interviewer, you have no idea of our numbers. Beware the dark army. I blah, 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 blah. I would like someone to look into who these Antifa are and if they are connected to Satanists. I'm sure that they have some connections out there, but when people say stuff like that, they're generally talking out the other side of their face. And they're trying to intimidate you by suggesting that they have more help and more clout than they actually have. If that was true, you would see something in a direct oppositional force to it that was either dwindling or massing to suppress it. You don't see that. I mean, unless you count religion as a whole, but even then it's dwindling. Tom Lightning Hammer, your thoughts on if all of this stuff is leading to a civil war, and if so, can it be avoided? Yeah, it can be avoided. Any type of a conflict can be avoided. You're getting to a point where outright moral degeneracy is being positioned diametrically to morals and ethics. That's the point that you're getting to, and it doesn't matter if people call themselves a Republican, an independent, a Democrat. There are very moral people in all of these categories. There are very moral people out here. You could just wipe away all of those fucking names and those labels, and you can just call it 2 things. It's the battle for good and the battle for evil. And you have people on both sides that want to win at all costs. It is evil to do the things that are being done out here. And good has been sitting back on its fucking thumbs for about 50 years waiting for something to change. It's not going to change. It has to be forced to change. You see, that's the inherent disadvantage of good. The inherent advantage of evil is that it doesn't have to justify itself. It just is. Cheers. Max Bishop, I heard a Tom Likas broadcast once where a single mother called and said her 11-year-old son was in a psych ward because he wanted to kill himself. Reason, ? No father? Chew on that, boys. It could be anything. We don't know what's going on with the child. We don't know if the mother is a psychopath. We don't know if the father is being intentionally excluded, as a get back. This fucking shit happens all the time. When people play chicken with their kids, it's terrible, man. It's terrible. And these very adult pressures, these adult things that many adults zero themselves out over, they kill themselves over this stuff, is being projected onto children. What do you think's going to happen? I mean, child suicide is going up. It's not skyrocketing, but it's not going down. So without knowing the specifics of the mother and the father and the family environment, I really could not offer an opinion on that. The child could be deficient in some way, shape, or form as well. So I don't know. I don't know. MGTOW Live. I don't do it for numbers or subs. I don't blame you, man. I don't either. Odin's gone. MGTOW going to be in the YouTube target zone very soon. Yeah, probably before November 2nd. Believe it. Excuse me. He's got corona. Ah, kill him. Oh, man, where's his mask? He's so fucking, what a dick. Stephen Ite, this is going to be a 5th generation battle if things come. Yeah, I agree. 100%, man, 100%. Tim Wilhelm. Most of our power structure is satanic and sees Lucifer as the real Jesus. Antifa is very much in the dark army. Well, they don't look like they're very intimidating to me. You know, I mean, you've got a few of these crazy assholes that run out there and just shoot somebody because they're wearing a red hat or they're carrying a Trump flag. That's obviously not good. But I think that if they were really what they say they are, or really connected in that fashion, you'd be seeing 1,000 times that. Like they say, the slow boil and the frog, right? Pretentious Hermit. Women go for life meaning in the form of material possessions. Men usually go for meaning in work or spirituality. Men have always done that. Always done that. And I don't think that that's going to cease. As a matter of fact, I think that the things that are going on out here today, right now, are red-pilling the fuck out of legions of men. Now, they may not understand that they're being red-pilled. And that's another good reason, even if you're being frustrated on these social media platforms and they're sandboxing you and they're suppressing you, somebody is going to come across you and be glad that they did. So don't terminate your channel. Even if you want to take a break for a while, if you want to take 30 days off, whatever it is, you want to take some time off, take the time off. Leave your channel up. Don't mess with your channel, you know, until those fuckers come to delete it and push the fucking nuke button and jump us all off of here. Leave the channel up. You know, they can't stop you from making a new account. They can't. Fuck them. SCE, you know that you're on target when you're taking flack. Yeah, man. And I think even more so, you know that you're on target when they're deleting your fucking channel. When they're taking comments out of your live chats. I've been noticing that too. Deleting them as they happened. I was watching the presidential debate, or not debate, but the presidential rally today, earlier today. And I was making comments. Everybody else's comments were showing up. Mine wasn't. It was coming in that light gray. So they weren't showing up. So you know what's going on, guys. It had nothing to do with me, my phone, or my technology. Ty. They're good for me. I tell everyone to pick a finger. Hate this generation. Man, I don't want to go so far as to say, and I do, I'm guilty of that. I do say that I fucking hate these people. I can't stand them. But if I was given half a chance to talk some sense to them, I'd do that first. It's very easy to get frustrated with these people. It's very easy to get frustrated with people that, like this phone right here, you have the world in your hand. Literally, quite literally, you have access to more information than most people have ever had access to in human history. And they still can't be bothered to do a backup search. The first thing that they come across that confirms their opinion, it's a fact. Not realizing or not caring just how much disinformation is out there in the world. Every fact out here now has a shadow. Every fact has some kind of counterintelligence applied to it. It's a psyop. And it has been for a long time. MGTOW, Elder, Monk, and Pathfinder, are you a warrior or a slave? Why can't you be both? I think that we are. I think definitely we're both. Chrome Dome Omega, ooh, get that good stuff going. Hammer, I'm trying, brother, I'm trying. Tim Wilhelm, QAnon is complete diversion. Well, if it is, it's working because it's being mentioned in presidential rallies. It's being mentioned from the White House press secretariat's podium. So they're doing a good job. Notice that they're not mentioning MGTOW up there or Red Pill. Duality reality. With current lockdowns, more men are jumping online. The message is very important and a great time now to broadcast it. That's right. That's right. Absolutely correct. Simon Lull, Hammerhand, tell the gents to stop simping. I'm trying. Doing that right this second. Right this second, sir. It depends, man. You know, I mean, there's a lot of stuff out here that goes on with men and their interactions with women that other guys that are new to this or they're attempting to be edgy, they will say, hey, man, what you simping that bitch for? Quit simping. And it's not simping. They're not simping. Saying hi to somebody is not simping. Carrying on a conversation with somebody is not simping. Okay? If you feel safer, if you protect yourself easier by not having anything to do with females, okay. You won't get no shit from me over that. I will never say that. But you have to also question why. Why? Why does it make you feel safer to have nothing whatsoever to do with them? Right? Now, I'm not saying that you should go out and have some kind of confrontal. I'm not saying that at all. I'm saying that you're probably lacking a little bit of confidence in yourself that if you actually did get come on to, or that if somebody was friendly to you like that, that maybe you'd make the wrong decision for yourself. Maybe you would give up on the things that you think that you hold dear right now. That's a question that has to be asked, not just to you, the OP here, but to anybody out there that is suggesting have nothing at all to do with females. That is my choice. Me, Hammerhand, as a monk, that is my choice because I recognize that they're harmful. They're harmful. They're bitter. They're mean. They're fucking vengeful. They don't care if they ruin your life. They don't give a shit. And it takes 5 fucking seconds to drop a false accusation or to even hint that something went down that she didn't like, whether it happened or not. And then you're immediately a suspect. Plain and simple. That's why I have nothing to do with them. Out of choice. It's a choice to stay decent, to stay safe. I ask this from time to time. Have any of the laws changed? Nope. Have the females changed? No. Have any of those laws been deleted? Have they been stricken from the books? No. No, you say? Then nothing has changed. You see? They can talk to you all day long. Oh, he's just the greatest motherfucker in the world. Come on over here, Mr. Hammerhand. I want to talk to you. No, I'm good. Thank you very much. Had to tell somebody a week or so ago, I don't date. What do you mean you don't date? I don't date. It's too risky, and it's a waste of time. And she was like, you know that look that they get. SCE, I've been adamant about broadcasting on all platforms. Let the tsunami flow over their suppression. I agree with you 100%. The hidden MGTOW. Hey, Hammer, keep hard-hitting truth. Keep hitting hard with the truth. I thought you were going to say something about hard-hitting Health Truth Jay. I hope he comes back, man. And thank you very much, I will. Big Rich at SCE, how have you been doing, brother? Paul Laughrin, Northeast Florida here. I hope that's what you're saying. Court of Larry, I've been pissing and moaning about a seller not getting back to me about a truck title I paid $7,000 for. Holy shit. Man, I wouldn't have done that. If that shit is not free and clear like right now, no, if money's changing hands, you better have your shit. I hope you get your stuff, man. In the Sticks. Cheers, gentlemen. Are you checking out In the Sticks? Are you out of here? It's highway time. Hello, fellow red pillars. What's up, Highway? How you doing, man? Gunny Highway? It's Gunny Highway. Wesley Firkin. I'm just about 2 months MGTOW, 7 total months from my last roast beef sandwich. I feel reborn. Well, excuse me. It can have a tendency to do that. I mean, I think if you're situated correctly, you know, right here in the mind, and you're ready to walk away from that shit and just give it a fucking rest, you know, then that can be the desired result. I don't think that that's normal. I think that most people, when they find their way into red pill or MGTOW, it's because they were suffering tremendously when they got there. And fortunately, MGTOW is such a passive but informative defense against gynocentrism, and it's formidable. You know, gynocentrism and feminism don't have any game that they can play on MGTOW. You just have to know the truth. You have to know what's going on out here, and you have to trust that that's what's going on. And if you don't, you will probably backslide. It's just the truth. You'll probably backslide. But when you're ready to walk, and you're ready to jet, and you're ready to be about you and taking care of you, and if you've got fucking trauma and you're ready to unwind that fucking head, MGTOW's fantastic. It's fantastic for that. It will set you free, brother. It'll set you free. But it's up to you to stay free. MGTOW can't live your life for you. You know? It's a tool. It's like a fork or a spoon. You know? I mean, obviously that's a simplistic way of saying it, but it's a tool. And it's meant to be used the right way. When people come into MGTOW, it burns my fucking ass. I mean, it really grinds my gears. They don't want to adhere to the philosophy. Fuck the philosophy. We're not going to do that. But I'm still a MGTOW. It's not how it works. That's why you have so much corruption in Red Pill, in MGTOW, and even in Monk to a degree. You know, it's not nearly as prevalent with all of the monks as it is everything else, because people like to transpose things. They like to take from here and take from there. Oh, well, I'm not going to do that. No, fuck that. You know, but I'm still going to be a MGTOW. No, it doesn't work that way. If you're not following the philosophy, then you ain't that. You ain't that. If you're not following the philosophy, then you're not that. Now, you might be something else on the spectrum. You might be one of them shades, but you ain't MGTOW. You know? And there's no shame in not being MGTOW. Just figure out who and what you are and go that way and protect yourself. Always. Sydney MGTOW at Hammerhand. I'm doing 6 12-hour overnight shifts and a 6.5-hour day shift this week. God damn, bro. God damn. You covering for all them feminists out there that don't need no man? Don't do that. Sydney MGTOW on the grind. Damn straight. Man, we not this week, but last week it was starting on Monday. For me, it was 13, 11, 12, 9, and that was it. Pretty full week. It's been that way more often than not, which is why I've been quiet from Sydney MGTOW. Yeah, I believe it. You mentioned that a while back that you were going to hustle, you know, and start breaking some bread, and cool. Good on you. If you, goddamn, at least you're not one of these guys that are out of work, you know, out here fucking just begging for a stimulus check, you know, for something to happen for them. MGTOW Life, have a good night, Stone Reaper. Stone Reaper checking out of the chat. Thank you for checking in, brother. I appreciate you. 237, you madcaps in the box. 159 A's. All right. Michael McKinney, all that stimulus did for me is pay 1 month's rent. Well, at least it did that, you know. At least it did that. Let me get to the bottom, gents, of the chat here. Boom, boom. Almost an hour and 30 minutes in this crazy, crazy fucking chat. Terrible. Terrible. What's wrong with you men? You're crazy. The Old Place Honey Farm. Hammer, what is up? Thanks for the red pill wisdom from Stony Point, New York. You're welcome, brother. You're welcome. You know, man, anytime anybody says that, I feel compelled to say, spread yourself around a little bit. You know, don't get too comfortable with one content producer. You may like who that content producer is. You may like what they say. You might be vibing with them, and that's all good. It is. But spread yourself around a little bit, especially to you men that are in the chat. If you're new at this, like the fella that spoke up earlier saying that 7 months total, he had not been with nobody, 2 months MGTOW, spread yourself around a little bit. Listen to different content creators. Get a more full perspective of the way that this stuff goes. Don't just settle on one person and fixate on them. You're putting yourself in a bubble. You're keeping your information and your knowledge incomplete. That's my opinion. You know, you don't have to do it, but that's my opinion. Just spread yourself around a little bit. Jim Nichols, MGTOW thread, it damn sure is. Vincent MGTOW at Bonfire Beacon. Nice one. I love living in the future. Amazing times. It's not all bad. Good to see you, Vincent. I hope everything is going well for you, brother. They get you out of diapers yet? Because fuck that. I'm just saying, fuck that. Dale City. MGTOW are only for those who were meant to be. For me, the glove fits. And that's exactly the way that I see it. That's exactly the way that I see it. I felt that way about Monk almost immediately. That is exactly the way that I see it. It just fit. I liked it. I enjoyed it. You know, I knew I wasn't going back into relationships. Now, was the idea floating around in my head? Yeah. The idea was there for a while. It was like, you know, oh, she's kind of cute. Oh, shit, she's kind of cute. And then one will ask you every once in a while, or some little next door neighbor will come over. It's just little old me. Can you help me with this U-Haul, big strong man? No. Sorry. Monk fit like a glove. And that's why I went there, and that's why I stayed there. And that's why I'm going to continue to stay there. You know? I've said this before. If it changed tomorrow, I wouldn't come on here and say it's Hammerhand, the MGTOW monk. You know? If I go out tomorrow and get laid, I can't call myself that. You know? But I'm not looking for it. And it's not coming my way. And even if it does, I'm sorry, but not sorry. You know? You have to be able to think beyond the impulse to stick your dick in somebody. You've got to be able to think farther along down the road than that. You have to. What comes with that act now, man? It's shit. Having kids used to be I won't say the worst thing, but the most risky thing that came with engaging with a female. That's the tamest fucking thing now. That's the tamest thing. Now, you're risking your fucking future. You're risking your reputation. You're risking your money. You're risking everything. Your place to fucking live, your very life. And I know that sounds like hyperbole to a lot of folks. You know, some of these newbies that would drop in here and see this, they're like, oh, that's bullshit. This guy, man, come on now. You know, but they've never been there. They don't understand what this system is, what it's like, what it does, how it fucking chews men up and just spits them out. That's terrible shit. It's terrible shit. And I've lived through it. And a lot of you have lived through it. That's why you're not there anymore. That's why you're sitting here. That's why you're working on your hobbies or collecting your fucking guns over here or getting on your computer up here. That's why you're watching your racing videos from 1988 later on tonight, by the way. Yes, I said I've dropped racing, now, today. But watching my old historics, oh man, I love them. They're fantastic because when racing was racing. Like I wouldn't mind going back and watching old football games, from prior to 5 years ago. Because 5 years ago, when you start doing the things that you're doing, you lost me. That was it. I was gone. Checked out. There are more things that are important to me than entertainment. And I think that that's kind of ringing true with a whole bunch of people out here. Millions and millions and millions of people. It's the choice that you make. Like old Bubba Wallace and LeBron James have been saying, we just going to go get our new fans. We going to get them new fans. Okay. Have at it. Have at it. Duality, reality. Let me put some matchsticks under my eyelids. Don't do that, man. Go to sleep, brother. Go to sleep. Zool. Jim Nichols. Lols. Salutations, sir. MGTOW thread. The human version of Black Widow is on display. I don't know where that is. You're going to have to clear that one up for me. Rick Russell. MGTOW is the only way to protect yourself. I don't know that it's the only way to protect yourself. Paul Elam, in that one that I was talking about earlier, he was going in a little bit. It was really surprising to me to hear, I don't know, was he dismissive? No. Sorta, kinda, And it's I'm not going to say that it's shocking, but it's surprising that just a couple of years ago, that ICMI speech that he gave about MGTOW being the most active part of the manosphere and the movement away from gynocentrism and usury. And then here we are, not that far down the road, and that doesn't seem to be a thing for him anymore. I just don't get it. I don't get it. But yeah, we are all doing some good things. Red pill, MGTOW, MRAs. I just don't agree with the MRA way of inviting females in to speak for men or to speak on behalf of men. How honest and true can it be when they're speaking and you're not? It doesn't make any sense. It's like having a fucking walrus speak on what it's like to be a cat. It doesn't make any sense. Doesn't make any sense. Invention MGTOW. For me, MGTOW is ... No marriage, no cohabitation, and no impregnating a woman. I agree with you on that, and I would go a little bit farther and say that it's not fucking with them. Not fucking with them. Man, look, it's nice. It's nice to have that heartfelt hug, right? You grab them up and you hug them. They're pressed on you, you're pressed on them. There's something very human about that, right? You can't deny that. Nobody can. But goddamn, I mean, look at what comes with it today. Look at what comes with that. I used to be, years ago, the friendliest goddamn person. Overly friendly. I mean, looking at me today, looking at me then, I'm like, nope, no way. No way. I would say overly friendly. It was all about being nice and being pals and being on good terms with people. And then you saw that wind start to shift. You felt it. I felt it. And I started seeing these really dirty, nasty things start to happen. And I'm like, I'll be goddamn. And I still wanted to go out and date. I still wanted to go out for dinner or lunch or what have you, Still did that too.
not realizing how close you could be to being on the forefront of being sacrificed to some nouveau movement. What the fuck? I don't want nothing to do with shit like that. Never, never. And like I've said, I don't think that there's enough life left in me to see positive changes that would convince me enough that I can't be harmed by what's going on right now today. I'd just rather be alone. Being alone by yourself in your own headspace is not being alone. It's just not having somebody here as a distraction, like a computer or a cell phone, you know, or a stack of books. It's the way that I see it. I've always said in my life, if I had an opportunity, whatever the opportunity is, if I've got 80% of what I want out of that, I can get past not having the other 20%. You know, my life right now as it is, and that's probably a low value, to be honest with you. Right now I've got like 100% of everything that I want. Everything. I don't want the moon and the stars. I go outside and look at those every once in a while, and they're fantastic. It's great, and it serves its purpose. You're allowed to be inspired by stuff like that. But there's nothing inspiring or decent about worrying if you're going to get clapped up in some bullshit. I don't want that. Mark Pearson. Who remembers Mark Pearson? Mark Pearson lost 2 years of his life over at Waterloo Station for touching somebody's goddamn elbow while passing by them. Look it up. G. Gurr, dating is some sucker simp shit. I can't disagree with you. But at the same time, it's what most people are going to do, right? So that's kind of why you have that idea that there's a purple pill out there. Look, I ain't trying to harm all you people out there that believe in that. But there's no such thing. You have awareness and knowledge, which is your red pill. You have normalcy, which everything that they've instilled in you, that includes your brainwashing and your programming, that's your blue pill. There is no marriage of the two. There is no marriage of those two. You don't take grand, wonderful Wizard of Oz knowledge and then delineate it with usury. You don't. You don't. Those people that insist on calling purple pill and saying, I'm a purple pill man. No. You're a blue pill man. You're still taking the fucking risks. You're still putting your ass on the line. We saw that a few months ago with this wolf guy. What the fuck was his name? Liking something. Saw that with him, right? This guy got me too'd. And he was still going out there telling people, hey man, it's it's not that big deal. But she said, I got the emails and everything and blah blah. And how many people were defending him? How many people were defending that point of view, that action? This guy was an ass whisker away from having some serious shit happen to him, and he didn't care. And there's millions of people out there just like him. So when you can't change the tide of millions of people in their stupidity, protect yourself. That's what you do. 233 of you mad caps in the house. Thank you. 169 A's. Thank you, gentlemen. I appreciate you. Dale City, third wave feminism. I don't need a man. I don't want a man. I am a man. Yeah, man. Yeah. Sean Dougherty, Sydney is killing it. Yes, he is. Sydney's doing a fantastic job. Gentlemen, if you don't know who Sydney MGTOW is, and shame on you if you don't, jump over to his channel, and if I could get one of my mods, one of the wrenches to drop Sydney's channel description, his channel link in the chat, thank you very much for doing that. Jump on over there and sub him up, man. The guy's got first-rate quality content, and he drops red pill crack quite regularly. G. Gurr, J-E-Ger. I don't know how to say that, so I'm just saying G-Ger. Taking a bitch out for dinner and drinks and paying for all of that shit. Hell nah. Why should you? Why should you? They're coming to the same fucking date, right? See, this is one of the things that we talk about. Let me, hold on. Let me back this up. Got to get in here a little bit. Right there. This is one of the things that we talk about. They have secured an entirely new existence from about 1964 to now. They got the same things that we have. They have rights. They have equity. They have equality under the law. And I specify that it's equality under the law because they'll never be physically equal to you. Which is one of the reasons why you see men being engineered out of existence now, by the way. They don't have to sign up for the fucking draft. They got all of your shit. They got the rights to your kids. They got the rights to keep the baby or kill your child. Let them pay for their fucking drinks. They got to step out of their role. You are being pigeonholed into yours. Do not accept that. Do not accept that. That's one of the ultimate shit tests. Don't fail that shit test. If they show up and you don't see a wallet in their hands, you tell them straight, we're going Dutch. You got your rights and your equality. You pay for your shit. And if that turns them off and their pussy dries up, they know where the door's at. Shinobi 1, my Maria armor is far too strong for anyone to break through. Good, as well it should be. Fist deep, monk mode has set me free, but it sucks seeing shit now I should have seen years ago. But why should you have seen it years ago? You were believing that it was the truth. What you did was discover that you were not being told the truth. Be grateful for every single day that you have going forward now that you have seen the truth. In my opinion, you should not be regretful of the space and time between these two things. You should not be regretful of that. Don't regret that. All of that time is something for you to pick from. Something for you to learn. You see? All of that belongs to you. That's not anybody else's. They can never take it from you. When you see that behavior in other people, and other people will mimic that behavior that you were going through, they have no choice, especially if they're brainwashed. And the brainwashing and the programming is more intense now than it's ever been, ever in the history of the world. You can maybe try to help them out a little bit. You know, if you don't want to, of course, that's your choice. You know how it goes, man. We kind of sometimes we get wrapped pretty hard for trying to help somebody that don't want to be helped. You know, at the very least, you can keep your ass clean and not get caught up in a bunch of bullshit. Yeah, don't be regretful of that. Tom Lightning, even unemployed, I'll cut grass before I'll take a handout. I don't blame you. I used to. Billy the Goat, there is no way to MGTOW happiness. MGTOW happiness is the way. I agree with you, sir. Vention MGTOW, hardcore working long hours. In 2019, I was working 12-hour shifts, throwing chains on the fleet, then running around town rescuing jackknifed and stranded trucks. Man, was I beat up. I bet the fuck you were. I see too much of it out here on the road already. Kwai Chang Kane. Good name. I bought a refrigerator with my check. Sweet. Vention MGTOW, long hours at a physical job is an entirely different situation. Yeah, it is, man. Dale City, 12-hour days. Those are long days. I usually do 9 or 10-hour days in construction, and that's tough. Yeah, but construction is a very physical job. Driving a truck, it has some physicality to it, depending on, you know, if you have flats or if you're fucking trying to get stuck goddamn doors or tandems or something like that. But it has physicality to it, but the fucking mental job of driving a truck is absurd. That's one reason that a lot of people don't last in the field, is because they burn out up here before they burn out physically. It's very mentally exhausting to drive a truck. Shinobi Wan, I quit my job and withdrew all my money from the bank. Didn't get a check here, but mommy government has given me some coin, haha, since they think I've got no money. Paul Britton, the red pill should find you. I agree. Sky Pirate, 2 weeks of rage and right into monk mode, 6 years now. I hope that you have dealt. I hope that you have dealt with that. That seems like a pretty quick transition to me. Some folks are capable of that. I've seen it, but it's not normal. It's not common. It's easy to bury it and think that you have dealt with it. So I hope that you have dealt with that. Prune Picker, 11 years here. That's a long time, man. Paul Britton, 2 years here. Absolutely. It's awesome. Vention MGTOW at Sky Pirate. Well done, young man. I went MGTOW in 1997. Went monk in 09. Riff Magos. What's up, Riff? Wrench extraordinaire. Good to see you. 12 years here. There's a lot of fucking monk in this channel, on this chat right now. This is my 11th year. 11 years. No nasty. You know, and every subsequent month and every successive month, it was a different story, you know. But as time goes on, and as I stack them months and them weeks and them days up, I don't have any regrets about that. You know, like I said, when you see them and it's like, oh, that's nice looking. There used to, for me, there used to be a feeling connected to that. There is no feeling anymore. There's no feeling anymore. I could turn that shit on like that. But the fact that I can actually look at somebody now and not get turned on just because I'm looking at something that I would have liked in a former life, man, that's all I need. I'm good to go. I can't tell you how beneficial it has been to unwind the nonsense in here, to unprogram, to deconstruct. I don't have the words for it. I can give you all the cliches, but I don't have the words, the proper expressions to tell you just how decent and nice life is now. And there was a point not that long ago where I was thinking to myself, this is never going to fucking end. Boy, I was praying, please, if you're there, burn this fucking shit out of me. I do not want this anymore. And all it takes is you figuring out what's pulling the trigger in your head. Why are you going off the way you're going off? Why are you thinking the way that you're thinking? What does it go back to? What does it speak to? What does it hearken to? You will find the answer if you look for it. If you're honest with yourself, you will find the answers. They're there. And they were there for me. And it was just easy after that. I concentrate now more on reading my books, which I love, building my models, which I love, doing my photography, which I love. My life is filled with great shit. It's rich and it's abundant and it's a legacy that's going to last long beyond an orgasm. You know what I'm saying? I know that there's a lot of guys out there that still want to pump and dump. They want a donkey puncher. You know, I know that there's a lot of guys out there that still want to do that. Okay, congratulations. Are you willing to accept what comes with it? I was not. Nope. I'm not willing to accept what comes with it. I'm not willing to accept it because I could have physical, intimate contact with somebody that gives them license to destroy my life. I don't accept that. And if the only way out of that is to not play the game, I don't play the game. Plain and simple. Reaper01, what's your email? I want to share my story with you. Man, are you talking to me? I'm going to put it up there just in case. Hammerhand, TMM at protonmail.com. That's Hammerhand at TMM at protonmail.com. If you're talking to me, I don't know if you're talking to me or not. Fist Deep, same 2 weeks of anger, now monk for almost 4 years. Congrats. Luke Chase, monk, 9 years. Congrats. Paul Britton, red pill rage for 2 years. That sounds more like it, man. That sounds more like it. That sounds more like it. MGTOW Life, 2 years for me. Michael McKinney, I have been monk since the 1990s. Congratulations, Michael. Outstanding. Shinobi One. There you go. He put it up. Thank you very much. Thank you. At Reaper01, you want Hammerhand's email. You guys throw it in the chat. That's fine. I'm going to go down to the bottom of the chat here, gents. We're getting towards that 2-hour mark. And I'm just going to run off one little section of comment here. And we are probably going to wrap it up for the night. Tom Lightning, 25 plus years. And I'm just as dumb now as I was then. But the hardest thing for me was the anger and rage. I have to tell you that was the hardest part for me. Rage and anger came after. Did I just bump out? I think I just bumped out there. Rage and anger came after sadness and depression. It was sadness and depression and then rage and anger. When you start to become familiar with why this fucking crap is happening, why it's going on, and just how outside the goddamn box you were and how inside everybody else was, that's the thing that really fucked with me, that really got me. It pissed me off terrible. James Von Maxwell here. At Zool. Zool is here. Andorian Nationalist. Hey, Hamster. The hamster's getting some love. James Indrodi. I hope I got that right. Thank you for being a voice for men. I don't take issue with that. You're welcome. You're welcome. I don't take issue with that, but I speak for myself. I speak for me. And if what I say resonates with you, if you can get anything from it, then okay. Then that's a good thing. That's only a good thing. But I am very wary of people that jump out and say, yo, I represent X, Y, and Z, and if they trust me, so can you. Fuck that. I've been there. I've been caught out by that. I don't do that. And I'm not misinterpreting your very nice remark. So thank you very much, but I try not to be the voice of anybody except myself. Jim Nichols, UK doofs, ye shall know the truth, and the truth will set ye free. MGTOW Life, monk is not easy and not for everyone. No, it's not. Of course it's not. Of course it's not. Sky Pirate at James Von Maxwell, lay off the cheese and tequila, bro. Anomalous, dating is now Russian roulette with 4 rounds in a 6-shooter. I'd say it's about 6 rounds in a 6-shooter. Just hoping for a misfire. Yeah, fuck that. I don't do it anymore. There's so much that can go wrong on a casual date. You know, when it becomes international news that your date with a fucking comedian went wrong and somehow or another it's being interpreted as rape, fuck you. If that's the crazy world that these hoes want to live in, fuck them all. They can have that shit. And any of these suckers out here that go into it knowing that this is what it is, I ain't got no sympathy for you. I ain't got no sympathy for you. If you can't control your biology enough not to protect your own goddamn life, no, man, whatever. Marcos Hernandez, entire subculture of truck driver out there that don't even realize they are red pill living as monks because of the marriage and divorce court system. Yeah, that's true. Barmy Jr., sorry I'm late. Don't be sorry, brother. Don't be sorry. Bonfire Beacon at Vincent MGTOW. Don't worry. Didn't phrase it right. Been having a few. One Fast Deck 47 Hey, Hammer. Monk for 2 years now. Congratulations, one. Congratulations. Bridges don't fly. Damn, I'm late. You real late, brother. I'm only got about 5 minutes left in this one. You real late. UK Doof. MGTOW Life. I've helped a friend find his path in like since his breakup of a bad marriage on her side. There's way too many periods in that sentence. But yeah, I got what you're saying. David Little, what's up, Hammerhand? Zero, David, how you doing, man? I'm chilling. James McIndrode, James Indrodi. What the fuck am I saying Mac for? My New Year's resolution is no sex, no relationships for 2021. Slowly getting toxic women out of my life. I'm gonna speak on that for a minute. Let me push this bitch ass thing back. I'm gonna speak on that for a minute. I made an intentional choice to stay away from women in relationships for 5 years. And I knew that if I could go 12 months that I'd never go back. But after 5 years, it's been the most liberating experience of my life. Once the baby batter is out of your head, once you come down, it takes a fucking ton of time to come down off of serotonin, dopamine, endorphins, and the other brain drugs that start to crop up when sexual activity takes place. It takes a long time to rid yourself of all of the extra receptors that you make for that shit. It's just like smoking, just like nicotine. Nicotine creates extra receptors in your brain. That's why they get the fucking fits and they have to smoke. You see? It's just like it is with any fucking drug. And they'll tell you, they'll be very honest with you. The dopamine, serotonin, and endorphin hits that you get during sex and after sex is stronger than heroin. That's fucking awful. That's awful. But I knew that if I could go 12 months, I would never go back. And that was 6 years ago. You know, going on 11 years now. You do start to feel a lot better. And you start to feel a lot different. And then you stop looking at women as sexual repose. You stop looking at them as devices. As a matter of fact, in my case, I just stopped looking at them. Once they didn't serve a purpose, there was no point. There was no point. You know, I'm glad that I'm where I'm at. I'm happy that I'm where I'm at. I couldn't have asked for more. You know, that's what I asked for. That's what I fucking begged and pleaded for when I was fucking, please burn this fucking crap out of my head. You know, I got everything that I wanted, and I'm good with that. And I hope that you are too. And I hope that the folks that are watching, everybody that's watching here right now, understands that whether you're red pill, MGTOW, or monk, there are disciplines and practices that come with all of those. And if you're not observing them, then you ain't that. You ain't that. You can't sit around and talk about how we're Mr. and Mrs. MGTOW monk. No, you're not. You're not. And you have to be honest with yourself. Okay, that's outright subversion. It's outright lying. You know what the core principles are. I know what the core principles are. And people that start showing up in whatever chats you go to or whatever videos that you go to, and they're trying to spout that shit and they're trying to dig themselves out a hole, ignore them. Be big to them. Block, ignore, and ghost. Get fucking rid of them because they have no place in this community, because all they're trying to do is sow deceit, dissension. That's all they're trying to do. All they want is discord, and not that discord, but nasty, dirty fucking comments. They're stone breakers, is what they are. They're wedges that are driven in between other people that don't know what the fuck they're talking about, and then you get a whole bunch of this back and forth shit, and we've seen that flare up over the years, right? You know what the discipline is. Follow the discipline. If you cannot follow the discipline, stop calling yourself these things. SCE, Angry Hamster, put out a great video earlier. Outstanding. Red Pill Dragon, monk since 2001, just didn't know. And there are millions of people out there that are this, and they just don't know. And you don't have to come to MGTOW. You don't have to be a red pillar or or be a monk. You don't have to do that. Just keep doing what you're doing. Stay away from usury. Badass taco sounding off. My goodness. Sean Doherty, Ginger Hamster, you might want to see someone about that. Barmy Jr., dang, I missed it. Sorry, brother, sorry. Slive? I hope I got that right. Slive? Monk for the last 5 years. STDs are no fucking joke. I don't know if that means that you've had them or that you're aware of the exploding STD rate with these stupid fucking people out here. So, yeah, I'll leave it up to you. Andorian Nationalist, Hammer and Hamster are producing machines. They are some of my favorite content. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. And I don't disagree with you one fucking bit. As soon as I get my plan at my jobs, plural, solidified, I'll have 4 work days and 3 fucking days off. And that's going to go indefinitely because I've accumulated enough vacation time to start rolling into my next vacation block at these jobs. So I can fucking spread 1 day to each week. So now I'm going to start working 4 days, getting paid for 5, probably at the turn of this next year, probably in January, because we've got a lot of time off with all the factories shutting down and stuff for union holidays and shit. Excuse me. So yeah, brothers, it's looking fucking good. So I'll have 3 solid days to produce content. Of course, after I'm done raising my son and taking care of business with him and making sure that life is as good as I can make it for myself and my boy. And we are stepping shit up. We are stepping things up. Like I said earlier in the broadcast here, I've had a few people roll in and be really decent with donations and contributions to help me get this studio up and running. I appreciate them all, and I want to put some projects together and start doing some stuff outside of this. Start recording where some of this goes. That shit matters to me. It means something to me, and I'm sure that it means something to you. And I want to start taking some guys out of this chat here, out of the viewership that these channels have. And if you need a router, we can put together a fucking GoFundMe and make a router pool for you. If you need a PC, we can do that. You know, there has to be checks and balances, of course. But those are things that I'm looking at to try to help us get on even footing with all of these people that have a really, really big head start on all of us. And it's fucking amazing to me that with the basic shit that we have here, like this telephone, it's just a fucking phone, right? That we're still smoking them. You get a little bit organized, you get your shit together, and you get all of your shit in one sock, and you get a studio up, and we get 15 or 20 of us that have decent recording studios, decent ways to sit down and do audio video production. I think that's going to be unstoppable. That's unstoppable. And it doesn't matter what platform it's on. Joseph Ramirez, by far the hardest part for me was the overwhelming feeling of betrayal. Red pill rage is real. Yeah. That's all I can say about that. Yeah. MGTOW life, the red pill rage is hard to accept. It is. But once you accept female nature, once you accept that you have been programmed and brainwashed, once you accept that, everything else falls right into place. Every bit of anger that I ever had for anything has disappeared. It's gone. It's gone. I don't have knots in my fucking stomach. My chest doesn't get tight anymore. You know? I mean, when I'm not thinking about something, I look like I'm mad as fuck, but that's just this big old fucking head. Kelly Giddens, if you want to play with the ladies, at least get a vasectomy. At least you'll have peace of mind until they decide to file a false claim on you. Or tell one of their friends that she felt like she was coerced. Luke Chase, women don't think men can live without sex from them. They are so wrong. Yes, they're absolutely wrong. And they're finding out just how wrong they are. And you see them come at you, boy. with all of that fucking shaming language. These little boys, these little men's, you got a little dick? Huh? Is that why you don't want to hit on me and buy me lunches? Huh? They'll come at you with everything, everything. But remember, you cannot shame a MGTOW. It's not possible. Jim Nichols, SCE, I caught it. Always refreshing to see the hamster foaming at the mouth. Dirty ginger hamster. Lord SOS 91. Same with me. 2 years of sadness and depression, then 2 years of pure rage. Now at peace in nature, following the philosophy good, good, and good. That's fantastic. Couldn't be better. One fast deck. Thanks, Hammer. You're welcome, sir. James Von Maxwell here. The Crimson Capsule, gents, is not just about women. No, it's not. There's a lot of things that go into it. But the few things that we can identify, ginger hamster, that are pointed directly at us, that come at us from every conceivable angle, and that are the chief participants in usury perpetrated on us, is women. And then when you do a little more digging and you look a little bit farther, you begin to understand that liberals, white liberals, control them, that bankers that fund both sides of every war ever waged fund them, and that it's just a way to control you, divide and conquer. No truer words were ever spoken. Son of Thor, good to see you. That's MGTOW Life. What's up, Thor? How you doing? James Von Maxwell. I started chewing on the capsule 30 plus years ago. You look around and you see what's going on. You're damn right you do. It's eye-opening. Andorian nationalist at Hammerhand. Not all of us can speak at work or whatever, so it's a breath of fresh air hearing someone say what we think. I agree with you. That's why I have never changed the message on this channel. I've never changed the delivery. As a matter of fact, over time, I've become much more comfortable with it. And it doesn't really matter what happens from this point going forward. I know that we've got it covered. I know we've got it covered. If nobody else in the world learns from our example, we're not going to be fucked. We're okay. We're going to be good. MGTOW Live, take her to KFC. No. It's too good for her. Badass Taco, I heard the Satanism talk before I got to work. Satanism is just more Christianity. Well, I can't really agree with that. Sinelbosk did a recent podcast on how Satanism is cucked and gynocentric as fuck. Yes, it is. But so is Christianity. All religions are gynocentric as fuck. They're controlled vastly by men and money and power brokers. Make no mistake about it. But gynocentrism is a chief weapon, especially in the black church. Jim Nichols, hamster, no, it's about all of modern society. Can't disagree with that. Barmy Jr., I'll be on time tomorrow. I hate missing these. Well, I'm sorry about that, brother. Sorry about that. Wish I could have helped you there. Vincent MGTOW, I love being an outsider to conventional groupthink. I can see it from the outside. That allowed me to see 2008 and other trends coming and invest accordingly. I made some good money in that crash. Man, if I had had the kind of money that I have on hand now, 6 months ago, I would have invested in Ford stock. And I'd be a 100,000-aire right now with a $4,000 investment. There's a lot of money to be made out there, gents. Paul Britton, women aren't even feminine. Their hands, women's playing. Something got missed, but I get the picture. One fast deck. Don't date. Go red pill. James Von Maxwell. Why in the world are we here is my question. How did our forefathers allow this crap to happen? They were lied to. You see? They were lied to. They were deceived. Once you get everybody going in a couple of directions, once you stop tribalism, once you stop warring and feuding kingdoms, and once you have enough money to buy off everybody that matters, and that's a big part of it too, you can pretty much do anything that you want to do. And these people that run this planet, and they're running it very poorly, in my opinion. Probably not in their estimation, but in my opinion, it could be done much differently and much better. But that wouldn't benefit them as directly, now would it? You really have to question where this stuff comes from and why it lasts as long as it does. These people don't think in 4-year election cycles. That's just part of it. They think in century-long trends, in 100 and 1,000-year trends. The same people and the same families and dynasties that were divvying the world up 2,000 years ago at the birth of Christ are the same people that are in it now. You just got to do a little bit of looking. It's not that hard. Not that hard. You've had some dictators and despots and leaders, some good leaders come and go. But overall, money, power, and lust and greed really are what make the world go round, unfortunately. MGTOW thread. Red Pill MGTOW Monk is very hard for me as a former Chad. I'll take your word for that one. MGTOW Life. James Von Maxwell makes solid content, gents. Be sure to check him out if you haven't. Thank you for the shout out for James Von Maxwell. James, if you want to drop your channel link in the chat, be my guest. Gents, if you haven't subbed to him or MGTOW Life, please do so. These gents are solid makers. Bridges don't fly. I see the world around me and I just want to stay home. A lot of people do. I used to, and then I started thinking to myself that the world around me benefits me as much as it ever did. I just need to focus. Just focus. I don't have a lot of care for the termites that are out here, for the people that are out here. I don't. I'm not saying that I let travesties and atrocities occur. I might. It would depend. There was a day where I would never pass that by. If somebody was getting fucked up, I was in the middle of it, trying to stop it. But becoming aware, it really opens your eyes to a lot of shit. A lot of shit. I wouldn't do it now. Fist deep. Well, fellas, have a good night. Got to go make that cheese. Great stream as usual. Thanks, Fist Deep. I appreciate you very much, brother. I hope that you have yourself a good night's rest there. Jerry Weber, even if I wasn't MGTOW, I wouldn't be thinking of dating in 2020. I mean, no fucking shit. No shit. No. Jim Nichols, hamster. When I finally realized I was a debt slave, I lost it. Had to quit work and unplugged from all society. Feels so much better and zero taxes. One of these days, I hope I can do that. I'm not quite there yet. Odin's gone at James Von Maxwell because it's been like this since forever. It's not just a modern society problem. No, it's not. No, it's not. MGTOW Life. A man's biology, his desire, can and will destroy him. If he lets it. If he lets it. Barmy Jr., I wished it still let me read these comments. Something got fucked up there. Badass Taco, they did a survey of guys with muscle cars. Their women said most had smaller dicks than average. Well, I don't know about that survey. I would be highly suspect of that. And what exactly is average? I mean, who goes around and grabs somebody's dick and measures it when they're 20? To me, all of that bullshit is propaganda. It's shaming. I don't know if you're kidding with that comment or if you're serious with that comment. But that all that is shaming. When they talk about a man in his midlife crisis, it takes about to midlife to find out that you've gotten fucked, that you've been bamboozled, that you've had the wool pulled over your eyes, that somebody ran a fast one on you, that you got suckered. That's why you see a bunch of 55-year-old guys in Corvettes and Ferraris. They figured it out. They get it. Vention MGTOW. It takes a lot of money from the mega rich to push this society this far into crazy. They've been working on it for generations. I say that it's more than generations, but I get your picture. James Von Maxwell, smash that like button, guys. Let's spread this message. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. 215 of you psychopaths, you fucking women haters, in the box. 190 A's. I love it. Andorian Nationalist, 2 years in, and I'm happy as a clam, as a monk. Same here, man. I wouldn't want it any other way. I'm very, very, very okay with it. MGTOW Life, Bridges Don't Fly, loves beer. Like me, I love beer. Odin's gone. Lots of thumbs. Paul Britton, your own biology against you. Sure. You don't think that hasn't been figured out and monetized? Of course it's been figured out and monetized. Fucking sickening shit. MGTOW thread, it took hard work and time to get those toxic women out of my life. Don't let them back in the door. That's a mistake that so many men make. Don't let them back in the door. Mr. 305 Max, Hammerhand, what's the longest you went no fap? 8 months. 8 months. And that was kind of easy, really. You know, I'm gonna tell you something. There's a little more, excuse me, a little more intimate than I want to get, but I won't be graphic. When I get that feeling, when I get that urge, whatever spurs it on, I sit down, I turn a computer on, or I grab my phone and I just start playing a game. And in 5 minutes, it's gone. If I'm not sitting there waxing nostalgic about that feeling, I couldn't give a fuck about it. I don't care about it. And I recognize instantly what's going on. When that feeling comes up, I know what's going on. I know what, just through repetition and through having done something like that so much, I know what it means, and I know how to stop it, and I know how to quit, and I know how to not go there. So I just don't go there. I just don't do it. I mean, it's not like you don't have a choice. You know, you have a choice. You don't have to do it. I'm not saying that it's good or bad. With as little as people have to feel good about, I understand why they get themselves off. I really do. I understand it. I get it. But if you're living inside of those feelings, and that's the only good feelings that you're getting out of life, you're doing something wrong. You're doing something wrong, you know? And I tend to blame laziness for that. The availability of porn. I blame it on that. And why do you think that porn is so available? In this ultra fucking gynocentric feministic society in the West, don't you think porn is antithetical to what they're saying, but they still embrace it? You like lesbians for Muslims? It doesn't make any fucking sense. Like none. It makes no sense whatsoever. Luke Chase, do you realize that women are toxic to us men now more than ever since long time? Thank you, feminism and neo-feminism, for making it worse. Goddamn right. James Von Maxwell, what is that little toy in the background, Hammer? You don't want to see that. You want to see it? Hold on. I gots to be gentle. Be a bitch if I shot myself on a live. That's the little toy. Oh. Oh, man. Oh, yeah. Cleared and cleared so that we are not freaking out any of those sensors that might be watching. Ah, geez Louise, man. I do absolutely adore this firearm. 357 round, 50 cal. I think you can see the difference there, right? Put those together. Yeah, you can see the difference. Fucking sickening. Sickening! Put that one back in. I don't know how that fucking started coming out. There you go. Plus my 50 cal barrel sitting over there. You want to hear it? You don't want to hear it. You don't. No, you don't. You don't want it. You want to hear it? Oh, everybody in England, suffer, suffer, suffer. Oh, America. Oh, America. Oh, goddamn. I'm sorry. I'm sorry if you guys don't have the ability to do that. I couldn't imagine not having the ability to just reach down there and grab that firearm. I couldn't imagine. Sorry. I'm going to go all the way to the bottom of this chat. I got to see this shit now. There we go. Bing, 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 bing. I know MGTOW Life has a fucking filthy one too. Maybe one of these days he'll get back on there and do another video with that. McPherson G and walked on by. She didn't know how to respond. You were talking to somebody and I completely jumped into that. MGTOW Quiet Erp. Very, very nice to see you on the stream, brother. Don't close your channel. Don't close your channel. Don't close your channel. Don't worry about being suppressed. Don't worry about the sub count. I would encourage everybody that is on this stream to go to MGTOW Quiet Erp, and if you're not subbed to the man, sub to the man. Let's get this guy some fucking subs, man. Remember way back when Mr. Forma was stuck like Chuck? I mean, he could not get past like 600 subs. And then we all started fucking blasting it out, shouting him out, and now he's in the thousands, right? And that wasn't too long ago. So if you guys can get over there to MGTOW Quiet Erp's channel and just give the man a sub, just sub him up there. Let's get it to where this guy can, have a little bit of good feelings about that shit. If these fuckers out here ain't gonna do it, we should help our brothers out. He's been a dedicated member of the brigade here. Probably a poor choice of word there, but for some time now, and he's rock solid. So yeah, let's do that. Let's do that. Michael McKinney at Zool, the whole state is hitting the trees literally. McPherson G walked in, blah blah blah. I already read that. I ain't doing it again. Ken Del Rican, are you ready to walk and talk some MGTOW shit? Are you? Because I'm ready to walk and talk some MGTOW shit, man. Nice to see you, brother. The originator of the walk and talk MGTOW shit. I know many people try to rip that off of him, but it's his. Luke Chase, those baby bullets. They're not babies. 50s? 50s ain't babies. The Enabler. Hammer, what's your opinion on sex dolls and would you ever get one? I'm all fucking for it. I'm all for it. Let me tell you something. The first time I went to a site and I looked at them fucking things, I was like, is that a fucking real bitch? She looks kind of weird, And then I went down into the little photograph section where they have, she's posed all over the place, and I'm sitting there, that's a fucking doll. And then I looked at the price and I'm like, God damn, that's an expensive doll. I mean, not one of them $10,000 ones, but like, $2,500, $3,000. And I just kept looking, and I kept looking, and I kept looking, and I cut a video on this and put it on BitChute a while ago. I put it on YouTube, and it was almost instantly banned. You can still see videos of broads, full in camera view, riding dildos, playing with all kinds of phalluses, tons of them, getting themselves off, orgasming on camera, all on YouTube, all of it. But I show pictures of sex dolls and I get a channel strike and the video gets taken down. That shows you where we're at. That shows you where we're at. Did I show titties in that one? Fake plastic titties, as opposed to big fake floppy fucking dicks. I guess one must be worse than the other, right? My opinions on them are that I'm all for it. My opinion on whether or not I would have one or not, I don't know. A few years ago, probably. Right now, I don't have enough of a desire to fuck anything, including plastic. No disrespect to anybody in the chat or on this stream that does. I understand. I was there. I used to be 20 and 30 and 40. And then I got up to 45 and 48 and 49, and I'm like, well, this fucking sex drive thing ain't going away. I guess I'd better start to look into something and try to control it a little bit. And that's what I did. And you start talking to yourself a little bit. You take care of business. You ask yourself why you're doing the things that you're doing. And then eventually you get it under fucking control. Pardon the pun. You get it in hand. You get all of that shit gone. You get the baby batter out of your head. You get the crossed wires straightened out. You get it all figured out. So would I own one right now? Only as a floor model. Nothing to fuck. I don't have the inclination to do that anymore. All of my reasoning for wanting to have sex with something or someone was for emotional and spiritual connectivity. That's it. That brought me closer to them. And when that was no longer a reality, when it was no longer an option, that died for me. And I couldn't be happier about that. MGTOW Life, wonderful. I wonder what you're talking about. Oh, yeah. Vincent MGTOW. Man, that pistol is badass. Yeah, that's the 357 version. I don't have it fitted for 50 yet. I still have to buy the fucking bolt. I got to change the bolt out of the slide to fit it for 50. And actually, as a matter of fact, I'd have to get another barrel if I wanted to go. You can go 357 by itself, and that's how it came equipped. Or you can use the same bolt for 44 and 50, but you still need two different barrels. So, yeah, I'll probably go and get the 44 barrel, and I definitely have to get the fucking bolt. I got to change the bolt out because I got a whole bunch of 50 AE that I need to use, and I'm not gonna just let it fucking sit there. Lord SOS and Canada. I'm sorry. I'm really sorry about that, Canada. Really sorry. Paul Britton, Hammerhand, refuses to lose. I just refuse to get shit on and not say anything about it. That's not happening, man. The Gilded Age Phoenix. Hammer's gonna go rabbit hunting with that gun. I do not punch holes in the bunnies. I wouldn't hunt rabbits. I would hunt hares. I would hunt wild hares. But as far as like domesticated rabbits, nah, no way. Shinobi-wan, that's the sound of America. Yes, it is. Along with screeing and reeing. Dr. Jeep, in the USA, men of MGTOW have real freedom. Well, right now we have the option to bitch, moan, and whinge just like anybody else. You'll discover real freedom when you have to fight for it. MGTOW Life. Pistols and revolvers make me happy. Yes, they do. I know that. I've seen your videos. Luke Chase. In Canada, we can't have those babies. God, that sucks, man. It's like everywhere around us, nobody can have fucking guns. They can't have them in Mexico without really special, specific circumstances. In Canada, I hear that you can get them in Canada, like rifles, right? Under certain conditions. You can still get them in Australia. People think that they're completely outlawed in Australia. They just make you jump through a goddamn legion of hoops. Vincent MGTOW makes my pocket carry 380 look pretty inadequate. Well, a 380 will still put a fucking hole in you too, won't it? Madlink Cole, Hammerhand is prepared. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Not nearly as much as I want to be, but yes. UK Doof. I'm a shooter in the UK. I can tell you it's a pain in the bloody arse. We are so restricted. It's unbelievable when it comes to firearms. I fucking believe it. I've heard the stories. Sky Pirate. I don't think I would want to show my gun reloading room on YouTube. I expect the kickoff to happen after the election. I think it's coming. I think it's coming. I hope that I'm wrong. I really hope that I'm wrong, but I think it's coming. Luke Chase in Canada, we will defend bare hands. Yes, yes, of course you will. Gilded Age Phoenix, the Gilded Age Phoenix. Quiet Earp's latest video was quite good. I like those long haul driving videos. So do I. That's why I watch them. Success Pool Endeavors. I love the smell of gunpowder in the morning. It smells like victory. Or a flesh wound. Or a flesh wound. You fucking never know. You never know. Quiet Earp's channel description, or channel link is up in the chat, gents. So thank you, MGTOW Life. I appreciate that. Badass wrench. Thank you, brother. You guys, man, go sub to that man. Go sub to that man. Let's get his fucking subscription up there a little bit. Badass Taco Springfield 45 micro compact 20 round single stack mags, most powerful thin profile carry. I'll have to look into that because I am actually looking for something that is not quite so wieldy. Yeah, looking for something that's not quite so wieldy. Vincent MGTOW at James Von Maxwell. LOL, you are not helping, bro. Anyway, it's got a laser sight and easy to carry on my walks. I wear it like a second wallet, so I'm almost always armed. So easy to carry around. You know, when my brother, the MGTOW overlord in there, first got his, he was paranoid about the open carry for about a day. And now he goes nowhere without his fucking gat. Nowhere. So, I mean, motherfucker goes to the bathroom and sticks it under the towel when he takes a shower. So it's glued to him now. Badass Taco, in the SIM card given to Mr. Elite. Oh, God, I'm sorry. I read that. James Von Maxwell, at Vincent MGTOW. Ha! My sis bought a SW featherweight or something like that. She stuck some 357 in there, scared the crap out of her. I bet it did. MGTOW Quiet Earp. Thanks, at Hammerhand. You're welcome. You're welcome, Quiet Earp. You're fucking rock solid, brother. You're outstanding, and you know me, man. On these streams, when I have the opportunity, even if it's to get a couple of hundred guys over there and get them fucking numbers, pumped up, I'm gonna do it. If you're solid, I'm gonna do it. Kendall Rican, when I get that feeling, I just spanked a monkey. I don't want to hear that shit, Ken. What's wrong with you? I want to hear that. Luke Chase, one fast Dak. We will fight, bite, scratch, punch, and kick. Goddamn right. All the way down, man. Badass Taco. Just go into the bathroom and rub one out. See how interesting she is after that. Big John from MGTOW is freedom. I never heard him say that. I'm not saying that he didn't. I'm just saying I never heard that. I would have probably laughed my ass off. He's not wrong. He's not wrong. That's common knowledge. That if you're going out like that, the movie Something About Mary, right? He's going out on this fucking date, and he's like, okay, go clean the pipes and get ready to go. He's like, clean the pipes, And he's like, no, he's like, are you fucking shitting? That's like going out with a loaded gun. It's common knowledge. You don't get all worked up and jacked up and then go out on a fucking date with somebody, man. You'll be wrapped around their fucking finger by the time the entree shows up. Fuck that. It fucks with us. Terrible bad. Terrible bad. Those brain chemicals really fuck guys up. They really fuck men up. Badass Taco, Barbar did an update video, was rather disappointing. Oh, goodness. I'll go check that out. I hadn't seen it. Max Jeffers, learn to control your own flesh and you won't need or want a sex doll. I agree. I agree with that 100%. I'm going to the bottom of the chat, gents, and I think that we are going to wrap this one up. think we're going to wrap this up. I'll read a few more, and then we're out. Michael McKinney at James Von Maxwell. I want the plasma rifle in the 40-watt range. You bitch. I kill you. Badass Taco. Friends don't let friends drink light beers. Yes, it's true. The Enabler. We need Big John to come back. Miss his MGTOW videos. Go to the MGTOW Mirror Project. MGTOWmirror.ru. And you can watch all of John's MGTOW is Freedom and Society for Men videos. He's not coming back. He's not coming back. He's doing well with the Prepared Mind Prepper channel. He is definitely in his element, and he's not coming back, gang. Maybe a special appearance here and there, but as far as making a full-time MGTOW channel, I would not hold my breath. Paul Britton, the thirst is real. It always has been. Kelly Giddens, a monster gun was what they used to kill Clark as one of the explorers of Lewis and Clark. A 1-inch slug twice in the head. They called it a suicide. I did not know that. I haven't read very much on Lewis and Clark. The Enabler was watching some of his older videos earlier. Yep. Law and Colt at James Von Maxwell. My username used to have Colt. Well, yeah, we went through that the last time. Bing, 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 bing. And I think, guys, that we are out of here tonight. I just wanted to say, Harry Holbrook, last one. Great stuff, Hammerhand. Thanks, guys. I appreciate you. 206 of you mad lads. Still in the box. 200 A's. All right, man. We're almost like even and shit. I like that. Gents, I end a lot of my standalone videos with telling you guys, well, not telling you, but just kind of saying out loud, life can be very trying, day to day and hour to hour. When you feel like you have no hope, man, and no prospects, you definitely won't have any hope or prospects if you choose to self-delete. So like I say with everything, I haven't said it lately, celibacy is an almost must in today's society, and the circumstances that have been laid out specifically for men. Practice it. Try to. At the very least, don't put yourself in harm's way. If you're going through divorce, if you're going through breakup, if you're going through having to not be around the children that you created those kids. She incubated the kids. You created them. There are no kids without you. Plain and simple. Some fucking moron would get on here. Well, there's no kids without women either. That's not true. There are test tube babies that are all over this planet right now that required a sperm, synthetic egg, and a tube. Women were redundant 45 years ago. They have demonstrated their redundancy time and time again. Get a hold of your biologies. Get a hold of who you are as people. I know it sounds cliche to tell you to go find yourself. If that's what you need to do, then do it. You know, if you need to take time, if you got to get off fucking YouTube and you got to take time and decompress and you've got to unwind and you've got to find that very, very elusive headspace that most people just don't want to deal with, to where you can be you and not some fucking propagandized version of you, you're doing good. You're doing good when you get that far. Don't worry as much as you worry. I know that a lot of you out there, you worry yourselves to fucking death. You're going to worry yourselves into an early grave. Stop that shit. This is not nearly as big out here as it is in your head, between your ears and behind your eyes. I have no doubt in my mind that you're all good, decent human beings. All of you. We all have our shortcomings. So do I. You know, but that doesn't mean that you should wake up every single day suffering because somebody won't lay next to you. If they won't do it voluntarily, then you don't need it. Actually, you don't need it anyways. There's a big difference out here between a want and a need. And you don't need that shit that you've been conditioned to believe that you need. Maybe somewhere down the road, things change. Who knows? I'm not a fortune teller. Neither are you. But reading the tea leaves, looking at the political currents, it's not likely to happen. Take the time to protect yourselves. Take the time to be invested in you and you alone. If you're good, everybody around you is going to be good. They don't have a choice. You see, when men are good, when men are decent, when men take care of themselves, the people that they choose to allow into their circle, it's automatic. It's automatic. You guys have a good night out there tonight. And hopefully we'll see you tomorrow. But I think I might have a few things planned. And I might not be able to do the Sunday chill stream tomorrow. I will know pretty early on. So I will shout the message out on the community tab. Gents, take care. Thank you for tuning in. And if it's tomorrow or Monday or Tuesday, I'll see you on the next one. Peace out.